Oh,
Hello.
you're just gonna let me go and just not
I
tell me
thought you were
more?
stimming.
Yeah, I am. Okay, everybody. Things might look a little bit different right now. We are via remote. And Ashley, do you want to tell us why?
Yes. Because my children have the plague, the usual toddler. They're not even toddlers. One of them is. Yeah, just kid stuff, the good old germies. So just didn't want to put my girl in any stitch. So here we are.
Hold up, jam jams. Okay, okay. What have you been doing this week?
Well, I just got back from the park. I felt like my face was snatched prior to this, and my hair was really at a lot of volume, and I was living my best life. And I decided to take my kids to the park right before we got on this fine call. And yeah, it was damn near haboob out there. Like, are we in Arizona? I don't know what's going on. There was like a whole windstorm, took me down. It was a good time. So that's where I'm at right now. And yes, I did take my sick kids to the park, but they've been sick for like a hot minute. So
Yeah, it doesn't
don't think
count.
it's contagious. Just trying to air them out a little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Get that vitamin D, that fresh air.
Jeez.
Good for the soul.
I won't make the joke.
Oh.
Jeez. Yeah, you can fill it in.
Yeah.
Okay. What have you been doing with your life?
I got a massage yesterday, which was bomb as fuck. If you guys are in need of a massage, visit Alex at Skin and Muscle in Denver.
Love.
Yeah, I've
Hands of
been
an
like doing
angel. Actual
uh,
hands of an angel. I said just
yes,
the hands of an angel.
yes. I've actually like been like my neck's just been like fucked up lately, and I've I got a new pillow, which I think it's the cause, but it's so soft and I love it compared to like our ones that I've had since high school. But you know those like pillows like you like hold on to because they're so comfy and
Like
you've
my
had them for
pillow
so long?
guy? Are you supporting my pillow guy? Like, please tell me no. Homeboy, yeah, we won't get political, but like, my pillow dude, tough times, tough times.
Well, I have this like scroungy one which I like hug like every night. Anyways, I don't know why we're talking about my pillows, but it fucked up my neck. A new one fucked up my neck.
I
And
believe
that's the
it.
last time I buy a new one. So
Yeah, I mean, when you've slept on the same shape since high school, the newness is
I mean, it's
probably
not
gonna
from
tear
high
you down.
school. I mean, it's like just really freaking old.
Are any dust bunnies in the building?
Just
Uh,
open it up and you're like, oh, okay.
it looks like the video of the um, gynecologist that went
Oh,
missing.
with the bag. And she's like,
Ugh. Ugh. You know what I'm
anybody
saying?
out there?
Lifeboat! I keep doing lifeboat. I'm supposed to say iceberg right ahead in that voice. That's not lifeboat right ahead. They didn't hit a lifeboat. I don't know what I'm doing.
But no,
Okay.
but when they're in the boat looking for survivors, what did they
Yeah, like
say?
you're doing that part, which I'm trying to match you, but I'm actually doing the part of iceberg. But I'm saying lifeboat, and it's not aligning. Like it's a 3.5 hour movie, people. There's a lot of data in there.
Yeah, two cassette deal, not one cassette, two cassette.
But like, didn't the
Okay.
second cassette start right when he slaps her across the face? I watched that way too many times. You like put in the second cassette and he's like, ah, and like slap.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Flips the table.
Yeah. Man, he was sus. So sus.
I wanted to like just
I'm gonna lower my chair.
for a jab.
Yeah, same. Okay. Well, this episode is long overdue. We already recorded this whole episode before, but did not match up with our audio and video and just wasn't happening. So if you want to produce us for the low, shout out, give us a call, DM us. We're ready for a producer for sure.
Also, how do you do phone? Like
What?
How do you do like a phone? Like if
How do
you're
you do a
pretending to
phone?
talk on a phone.
Oh, this?
Yeah, okay.
What do you do?
The other day I saw somebody do this. Like they're
Um,
holding their like it's
yeah.
their yeah, I
I
was like,
would really hold
whoa.
my phone like this, you know? So
But like if you're pretending, you're like, hello. You're
call
like,
me
hello.
Brittany if you want to reach me. Got it. Yeah.
Anyways, I just like
Or just
eldered
hold up a
myself.
banana because the kids love a song called Banana Phone. Ugh, it's the
Oh.
worst. It's like by Rocky or something. It's like banana phone. Anytime I get a banana, I'm always like,
Banana phone. Did you ever have a clear phone in your room? Or buy
yeah.
one of those like 90s clear phones?
It was like green, I think, lime green.
Oh, cute.
Hmm. Yeah,
Cuties.
the ones where you could record your um voicemail with like the music. Like
Yours
I'd
could
put
do
on.
that?
I might have. Oh, you're talking about the clear one that had all the cool multi stuff. I never had that. No.
No, just like you could see like inside the phone, like all the cords and stuff.
Yeah, no. I had like a see-through-ish one that was lime green, and you could record your voicemail. And so, like, can I make? Sometimes you wonder if you're schizophrenic.
You're like, did I
I
dream
swear.
this? Did I see it on a movie?
Like, could I record that already at this point? I don't know. I thought I recorded it from my little like boombox, but now I'm like, let's fact check that. I don't know.
I know I always like held up my phone to like the radio
Yeah,
to record mine.
so good, and it was like so muffled.
Oh yeah.
Love that. There's like some jaw rule. It's like, they're like, hey, this is Ashley. I'm
You
12.
like turn it down.
Yeah.
Hey, and then you turn it back up. Oh my god.
Yeah. Times have changed. Good stuff.
You know, it was a good time to be alive.
It was. Y'all really missed out that are the youngins now, you know? We had it. We had the glory days.
The glory days. Okay.
I don't know what that was. Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to get spooky. Um, Last episode we did kind of like go a little bit into like religion stuff too, so like I'm not gonna do that this time. And we're just gonna get straight to like ghosty experiences, I feel like.
Yeah.
But maybe Lise, if you want to like kick it off with one of them.
Yeah. I have like a few, but I guess I'll
Do you want to do one and then we'll like switch off?
yeah.
Maybe like so it's not
Oh.
just one of us like going for 25 hours, you know, for you.
No. The first one that I remember is when I was little, my great grandma was in the hospital and she lived in Colorado Springs, and we were just living in Longmont, and we went out to see her, and we were there for a little bit, and I didn't want to go because I was like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7, and I was just really scared and freaked out because of her, like seeing her in the hospital. And she was like non-responsive, but she was still alive. And so we visited her for like a little bit, and then on our way home, my grandma, my nana, called us and said, "Yeah, she's doing still the same. I'll call you guys. Call me when you guys get home." And so then my dad called her on the way home, or when we got home. And speaking of videos, cassettes and cassette players, not cassette players, I don't know, the VHS things. So we always had like the VHS, and then they would always flash 12. Like some reason, like the clock never worked, always, 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 always flash 12. Or if we would fix it, it would say the time, but then it like for some reason just go back to 12. Um, so when we got home, um, we got a call from my nana. Actually, like as we were walking in the door, from what I remember, and my dad got off the phone with her and said, great grandma passed away at this time. We were probably just getting into Longmont or whatever, and yeah, so then all of a sudden, like, I don't know how it got like our attention or my dad's attention, but he like looks over at the little I was about to say DVD player, VHS player, and it was flashing the time that my grandma, my nana, said that she passed away. So she was just like coming to say like, see you guys.
What
See you on the
a
flip side. See you on the other side.
what
Which
a
I thought it was really
touching
cool.
joke.
So
That's really cool. I love
yeah.
that. Um, I mean, I also have like a few. I guess
Mhm,
this isn't really uh like ghosty story, but kind of a cool story that this made me think of about my grandme.
mhm,
Um, when you said your Nana, right?
mhm,
Why white people say Nana? Nana's fly. I'm gonna roll with that next time. Nana for life. So my grandma, when she was passing, so I lived in Texas at the time, and I would have never made it to see her like pass away. And it was my dad's mom, who I like was very close to my whole life.
mhm,
Who I felt like we were kind of like twin flames because she talked all the time and could never stop talking. And I was like, same girl, out talk. The only person who could out talk me. Um, but I tore my ACL on my honeymoon, and so I actually had surgery in Texas, whatever. I was back home during that, like a little bit of that period before I had surgery, and that's when she happened to pass away, like right after my wedding, which was crazy. So the likeliness that I even was in Colorado was kind of cool. And then
mhm,
my cousin kept calling me. I was working. She was like an hour away in the hospital and there was rush hour traffic. And she's like, hey, like, please hurry. Grandma's, gonna go soon. Like, she wants to. And my grandma had dementia for like years. So I didn't even know
mhm,
who I was at this point. And she's like, hurry, hurry. Like, grandma's waiting for you. And I was like, sure. I mean, she
yeah,
did say I'm her favorite grandkid. Oh, well, sorry about it. So there's like 40 of us. So don't come for me. But, no, so she was waiting, whatever. Me and my husband, we drove there. It took us forever. She kept calling. She was like, she's starting to take like less breaths. And I was like, oh my God, trying to get there. I'm there for maybe like 10 minutes. And I lean in, I'm holding her hand. And no joke, like I whisper in her ear, like a Yang Yang twin. Just kidding. This is not funny, but I like to laugh through the trauma.
yeah.
But I like lean into her and I said something that meant a lot to her and I. That was something I've never said to her and like never felt like I could say to her. Because it has to do with someone else in my family. And
Mhm.
I leaned in and said this to her, and she literally took her last breath and passed away right then.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it was like a
Mhm,
majestic moment. And I just always feel like she's with me, honestly,
mhm,
and kids, because she never got to meet my kids. So
yeah,
I don't know. I just always kind of feel like when I was pregnant, I felt her energy. She had 8 kids. She was such just like a bad mamma jamma,
yeah.
strong woman. And I don't know. I always just feel her presence all the time. So
Mhm.
not
Oh,
spooky, but kind of cool little thing.
oh, that's definitely cool. Just like a spiritual kind of thing, spiritual
Yeah.
connection, and I love that.
Yeah. Elaine, I love you for
Oh.
life. Yeah.
Let's see. My next one is, let's see. Um, it's not, well, I guess it's just like being sensitive to things.
Mhm.
I feel that I'm sensitive to things, but it always happens like right before like I'm about to fall asleep
Mhm.
or I'm about to wake up. Um, I'll hear like, I don't know, like hey, or I'll feel that I'm being like nudged, and then I like look over at my husband and I'm just like, are you touching
He's
me?
like he's like bowing you out.
He's like, it's just me. You're not
Not
sensitive.
funny.
You're just me and you're snoring.
Not funny, y'all. We don't condone that, but
Um, but yeah, in this house, which is my husband's been in here for 10-ish years, and I've been here for almost 5, almost 6. I don't know. Um, but he had a family member pass, and this was his house. And so anytime our kitchen light flashes, we're just like, oh, grandpa's here, grandpa's here. And so I think it's him just saying, like, hey, what's up? Like, at times, no bad energy or anything like that, just like good, like, protective energy and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool with this house. So
Checking in, you know,
yeah,
stopping by.
yeah.
I love it.
He's like,
Yeah.
hey, you
Hey,
good?
hey, throwing bows.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I guess I'll go into like recently we've had, or I guess the past like few years, I've had a lot of people that were close to me in life pass through like really traumatic experiences. I guess the two of them that I'll kind of talk about were both murder. Yeah, Murder Inc. I need to stop making jokes. It's not funny at all. And jaw rules just clearly on my mind. But here's all. So I did go to. I lived in Seattle. I used to go to a like person for energy healing, Reiki. I'll shout her out. Melissa Foley at Guided Ground is like just the best human I've ever encountered, and I want to like peel her skin off. And I feel like she knows that. It's kind of scary, but just like amazing at Reiki, also has like hands of the gods of just the best massage in the world. But she also can speak to people who have not fully crossed over and things. And so I had went to her when both of these people passed away at separate times. And she like had said that they were having trouble like getting to the other side. It was both like very traumatic situations for them, but I never thought I would do that just because I did grow up like super Christian, and I feel like that was like never allowed, how I grew up and things. And
Mhm.
but I felt like I just felt their like presence. I don't know. I just felt like there was like they needed help, and I had this person who was like connected to this,
Uh-huh.
and so I felt like it was kind of my duty to try to like help them relieve whatever pain and things that they needed to do like on the other side. But yeah, just one of the like the first person, there's just too many things that she knew, you know, that would just never like things I've never told her. I never talked about this person. It was someone that I had dated for quite some time, and I had not been with them for like 8, 9 years at this point. So like this person never came up for us. And the fact that like just even just things they were doing with like mannerisms and body language, and I with this person had like a hard time breaking up with them because they had some health issues, and I felt very much like guilty for that part of it, and that had nothing to do with like why I was breaking up with them. But she said that like he had came back and said like thank you so much, like me and my family, and that we like changed his life during those years, and just stuff that like I don't know, just stuff that meant like very specific things as well, that just there'd be no way she would know that information that we helped him in any way. So that was super cool and spooky. And then the next one was my friend who I went to get my nails done for like 3 years. We talked all the time. She like would FaceTime my kids and stuff when I was in the nail shop. And at least these are the story like 55 times, but she was actually murdered as well in the nail shop, and like very brutally murdered. And so I once again, like after it happened, and I found out the day after I delivered my second son that she was murdered by my friend, her husband. So I just was like, I mean, already postpartum, you know, very emotional. And then I find this out, and I just like could not get myself together, honestly. And I felt like for months, like kind of creeped out because I found out in the middle of the night as I'm like breastfeeding my new baby. And so when I would lay awake at night breastfeeding, like I just felt scared after it happened. Like I don't know, like
Mhm.
not scared that she was with me, but just like a dark feeling. I don't know. It's a lot
Mhm.
going on. And so I went to my lady, did a session about that, and she helped get her to the other side. And like I never felt anything weird again, ever. And it felt more of just like a positive, I don't know, just like she might be with me, but like in a positive way after that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think that the like darkness was like the trauma of her and what she went through, and that's where
Yeah.
she was like stuck?
And my like healing lady had said that it was just such a brutal situation, like such a dark situation that had happened. Um, and I mean, I guess I can talk about it on here because it is like public knowledge and stuff, but she was stabbed over 100 times with a screwdriver in the nail salon by her husband. So yeah, I was so close to him. Like I mean, I would text him. He had nicknames for my babies. They had bought me like over 100 gifts for my kids. So yeah, it was like a very kind of like just twisted situation. He was a vet, so I don't know, he was adopted. I don't know his like trauma stuff as well, but I know there was trauma involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like one of the darkest things I've ever been
Mhm.
close to in my life. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's always scary too because like the scariest like stories like that are the ones that you don't see coming, or you're just like like it's literally like a snap and you're a different person.
Yeah. And I think that's what was weird for me too, is like I feel like Alicia's judgment of character is a lot better and probably more like she makes you work for her trust and like work to get in there. I think I'm like an instant lover. Like I like want to love everybody and I'm just like charismatic and like woo, like we're all friends and then end up either getting like burned sometimes or just kind of learning like, oh shit, this person's a murderer. So yeah, I I think it was just like a very crazy experience for me because I'm like, I'm now a mom of two, and like this person who I thought was my friend, who I thought loved this person, did
Mhm.
this, and it
Mhm.
almost made me like question my judgment of character as a whole. Like, not feel good about myself. Like, if I could be friends with someone like this, and other people I knew, so like the girl who did my hair, who I loved, like she had a bad relationship with him because she used to go to that nail salon. My old boss had a bad relationship with him, and all had like text arguments with him over like professional because he was the manager of the nail salon. Um, and I never did. Like I saw little
Mhm.
weird things sometimes with him, but I was like, oh, he's just quirky, and like I don't want to judge him for being different. But him and I would sit for like my whole 3 hour appointment. Like he would talk to me the whole time. So I
Mhm.
think I just felt very like, ooh, and then started to kind of
Mhm.
replay things in my mind where I was like, that was weird. That
Mhm.
is creepy. Just
Yeah.
stuff that I was like, dang, how did I
Yeah.
overlook that, I guess? So,
Yeah. But then like an outsider kind of seeing it is like maybe what you were feeling was her cloak of goodness like on him, and you're like, oh, this is like a package deal. Like she is a sweet baby angel. He has to be too. And I'm not gonna look at these like red flags because this is her husband or whatever. So I don't think you should um put that on you or just question your ability to like read people. I think it was just like her just projecting her goodness onto him, wanting him to be good, maybe.
don't make me emotion. It's girl time, so I like him crying over air at this point, so don't take me there. But RIP to Helen, so much love for her. So,
Yeah. R.I.P.
yeah,
Helen. Shout out.
nails have never been the same. They cute, but
But they're cute.
girl, you could throw down. True artist. True artist. Um, yeah, tell me, what's another little moment for you in the spiritual realm?
Um, so I feel that I see not necessarily like shadows, but I feel like that I see like certain things like at the corner of my eye, and I'll be like, did I see that or whatever it is. So I think that it's just like, maybe spirits, guardian angels, whatever you do believe. I don't think it's anything bad because I've never felt like bad energy from it. But this one time, and it was recent, one of one of my in-laws' neighbors' wife passed away, and we were pulling out of their house one evening after dinner, and I swear, like I saw like a lady walking like in front of the house, and when I like looked over there, there's nobody there, so I was like, oh, maybe that was her just like around the house because she passed away in the house, and so um, I don't know. I feel like I just.
Like
Uh,
clairvoyant, or you're just like in tuned with it.
yeah, I'm in tuned, but I'm like, I'm still, with the God, and I don't want to fully embrace, like, oh, okay, I'm going to, explore this more. It's just what I have now, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
So,
I like that, and I feel the same way. Um, I can go into like I don't want to go too deep in this one because it does impact people that I love and know, and I don't want to share like too much of their lives. But someone that was close to our family passed away a few years ago, and they were very close to my oldest son and called him like a rainbow child and said that he was the same as her child in that way, and just always said like his eyes had healing capabilities. Like she was very spiritual as a person. And so she would always like connect with him in that way. And I thought that was really cool. And so when she passed, um, it was the next day, and we were in my son's room, and it was just him and I was about to read him a story, and his light in his room, like his a lamp, it was just flashing in and off, like would almost go like out and then come back on, out, and this happened for like 30 minutes on and off, and there was like no consistency. It didn't seem like a fuse situation, and on God, like that's never happened again. Like
mhm.
after that night, like it was, I felt like she came to stop by to like visit him because he meant so
Yeah.
much to her, and just to let us know, like,
Hmm.
that she was there.
Yeah.
But that would happen, and then it would always happen in like our basement, in the playroom, just like
Hmm.
areas where the kids were. It'd always be like me and the kids, and that would happen.
Hmm.
And then on Memorial Day last year, there's someone in my family who's like in tuned with the spiritual world as well, and they were telling someone in my family that they needed to like meet with her to connect to like help get this person to the other side, and I was trying to encourage that, and they were not ready to do that. And
Hmm.
then on Memorial Day, my phone randomly, we were like getting back from my in-laws, and we were in the car. My phone was like sitting up in the car, wasn't touching it, and it started FaceTiming that person's uh, phone number, like out of nowhere. And I like hear the FaceTime noise. I'm like, oh man, because we're like probably talking crap per usual, like all of us. And I like pick up my phone, and the screen was black, and then it showed the name. And so I like ended it really quick, and I tried to call back, or no, I text back and said, is this the person's name? And no one wrote back. And I know that person's phone like is in my dad's house, so like that was
Hmm.
weird. And number could have been changed, but like I don't think, like, it was just very strange. And then I
Yeah.
started getting visited the next day by a magpie, which is, they look like a crow, but they're also supposed to be like a part of like the Native American culture of like a way to connect with the spirit, like to connect people to like spirits and things. Like you'd have to fully look it up, but there's like a lot of spiritualness about a magpie with people who passed away, and that the bird like hung out on my deck. I've never seen one over here before. It hung out on my deck for 4 hours and was like trying to break into my house, which was insane. I sent to Alicia, I sent to like a few of my friends. I was like, you're gonna think I'm like losing my shit at this point, but this is the
No.
craziest thing I've ever seen. And I was like laying down, and I was like, are you blah blah blah, and saying the name of the person, and it would like literally tried to break in my house, like tried to open the door. Maybe we'll post the video, like sometimes it's insane.
Yeah.
So hung out on my deck for 4 hours, never saw it again. And every time my husband would come up, it would leave and go to like jump over to the neighbor's deck. And this person was always kind of like, I don't know, like distant from my husband, or intimidated, or had a weird energy towards him. So
Hmm.
like, not that they didn't like him, but kind of like seemed nervous around him, I guess.
Hmm.
And so the bird like didn't want to connect with him, which was weird. And then um after like all of that happened, I had reached out to my family and was like, oh, and dad had reached out and tried to, book an appointment or whatever. And they're like, no, you don't have to anymore. Like she's already moved on or whatever. So
So nuts.
that was crazy. But yeah, it was just like 4 hours of this bird. Oh, and then the crazy thing about these birds, when I told my dad, who was close to this person, he said that those are all over where their house was. Like they're just, and then every time we drive up to this area, they're everywhere. Like
Whoa,
everywhere.
dude.
We see hundreds of them in this area where the person lives.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy. I think you should post the video. I think it'd be
freaking
cool.
weird. Like what bird tries to like open your sliding door? Like the craziest
Right.
I've ever seen.
Like,
So
hello, hello,
yeah.
hello.
Yeah, it was one of the craziest things ever, for sure.
That's freaking awesome, though. I love like when that happens or people get closure or however. I feel like it's just like heartwarming. It's nothing evil. It's nothing like
No.
out of pocket or anything like that. It's just like super beautiful and like there
It
it
never
is.
felt evil, like it never
Yeah,
felt scary or dark or anything because I can't
yeah,
get really scared of stuff
hmm
like that. But this felt not at all, I don't know. I
yeah,
never felt scared. Like it was just,
hmm
and I did go back to Seattle to my healing lady this past year and asked for her to like look into this person because this is now the third person that's passed away that
hmm
I was pretty close to in the past few years. And she said that person's like in the in between, but they're getting taken care of because they like never had a strong, because they were never like taken care of by like their mom and like needed that type of love and care.
hmm
And so they're like, this person's fine and they're just being taken care of right now before they like go to heaven. So
Oh, that's so beautiful.
yeah.
Like you're getting like complete, like utter
Story.
bliss
Yeah.
restored and revived and healed before you go on to eternity.
Hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. So that was super cool.
Yeah.
And then I feel like just for the rest of my things, like it's like light stuff, like at an
hmm
apartment in Dallas that we lived at. We would randomly, like in the middle of the night, my husband's Xbox would turn on randomly, like boop, boop, boop. And then I had one of those like little mirrors with the lights that take batteries on my
hmm
vanity that like, and I hate mirrors being across from you when you sleep, which my vanity still is like kind of
It's
across,
like
like I
off to the
don't,
side. Yeah.
yeah, very freaks me out. And
Uh-huh.
this was like kind of more like directly across from us, just the way the room was set up.
Uh-huh.
And it would turn on and off and like dim and go brighter and dim and go brighter in the middle of the night. And it was the same place that the Xbox thing was happening. And it's like it wasn't
Uh-huh.
used because that took batteries. It wasn't plugged in the wall and the
Uh-huh.
Xbox was plugged in the walls. So like, and once we moved, that stuff never happened again either. So
Oh wow. You know what they say about if like you sleep with a mirror like at your feet?
doesn't it like bring in like, what is it? Like, I don't know.
It said like
I'm scared.
I was like tall tales, but I have like my long mirror like to the side of my bed, so like I sleep here, and then my long mirror's here, so I can like see like I don't know like my arm and my leg. But they say that if you sleep it will like with directly like over you, that your mirror twin will switch places with your soul, and so then you'll be trapped in the mirror.
Girl.
Yeah.
This is giving skeleton key, and I hate it. I hate to see it. I will
Yeah.
not be doing that. No, thank you.
Well, yeah. As long as you don't believe it can't hurt you.
Yeah,
So,
no.
which I don't believe that because it's just it's it's other religions. It's like hoodoo and voodoo and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So, they really believe in like mirror magic and all that stuff. How I
it's like
know
do
this
you
because I
do
just
you? Yeah,
yeah,
low
I'm a
key
weirdo.
witchy, low key witchy.
Um,
um,
speaking of eternity, I've had a lot of like dreams of people who've passed. And my cousin, he passed away, I think, over like 11 years ago. But he passed in his sleep from pneumonia. And at that time, I was going through like, I don't know, just kind of like a hardship and like just a weird time in my life. And so I was like getting back into, God and stuff like that, and kind of finding out my own spirituality. And so I always had like a fear of dying, and I would have like panic attacks about it, like at night if I thought about it too much. Now I don't. Um, but when he passed away, he was really close. He came to my 21st birthday. He was like watching over us. He was just like a big brother. Um, but when he passed away, I was like, I have to like somehow say bye, or I don't know. Just I was just really in my feels. And so um a couple, like maybe a couple weeks, couple nights later, like I dreamt of him, I saw him, and I asked him, I was like, is heaven real? Is, eternity real? And I didn't see his like body or anything like that, but I saw his face. And he just smiled at me, and he's like, it's the prettiest place you will ever see in your life. And then I woke up and he was gone. And
Oh,
then I
goosebumps.
like that was like the like purest connection that I've had with a person that's passed.
Yeah.
Um and so like I later on I told my godmom, who was her son, um and um his sister, and they are just like they're sad. I was like, if you believe it or not, but this is what he told me. And so they were kind of just like, I don't know, in awe, but then it was still so fresh that I don't, it was like just hard to gauge. But yeah. And then my grandma, my mom's mom, I dreamt of her, and she's like happily with her recent husband who passed like, I don't know, 6 years after she did. Um, and they're like doing their own thing. It was so funny because it was literally, I don't know, maybe a month ago. And they used to like to go to like the casinos and stuff like that. And I always remember her in a wheelchair. So she was in a wheelchair, but she was with her husband. Like he was, and I never like really had like a connection with him, but always with her. And they were just like together, like happy. So
Mhm.
I
That's
know.
cool. Also low-key annoyed as someone who has MS that like she's still in a wheelchair in heaven. Like, can we like
But I think it was just in my head of like
I'm joking. It's not funny, but like respectfully, like heaven,
respectfully, I would love to
no
be up.
wheelchairs heaven. You best to not have wheelchairs. Like I don't want to see it. I don't want to see anything on wheels. Like I'm terrible. Please don't take me. Don't take me down. Once again, cracking jokes, not funny, not funny stuff.
You're just like in your electric scooter or something like that, bopping around.
I'm gonna be bopping out, man, with like the coolest tunes of all time.
Oh man.
All right, that was too much. Okay, I feel like that's all I have for like my spookies. What
Yeah,
about you?
that's all that I have.
We're connected into the realm. But yeah, we would love to hear if you guys have any like spooky connections. I said connects, like you're like connected to the other side. But if you've had any like, I don't know, stories or any like ghosting cat or just cool little things,
Yeah,
would love to hear them. So
would love to hear
holla
all
at
of that.
us.
Let us know.
Mm-hmm. Peep us out. All right.
Anything by Salinas.
Oh yeah, I know. You need to like, can you stand up, show the full shirt,
Oh yeah.
go fly.
Me and Ashley got these shirts that we're wearing now
Oh,
from a thrift shop in Denver.
yeah.
Selena.
Vintage 90s North Face that was tie-dyed.
And then it says anything for Selena. I'm kind of
Anything
mad that
for
it doesn't say
Selena?
Salinas.
Oh, I didn't know it says Selena.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just Selena. It's not
Ab
Salinas.
S. Ab
Yep.
S, baby. Yeah, I was so sad because I found that and I was like, because like, love Selena my whole life. I've seen that movie probably more than any movie in my life. And then I was like, oh, respectfully as a white person, I don't deserve this. So it fit her and she got to have it.
No,
And
it's
yeah,
still like it's like a baby because my like, oh, you can't see, but like it goes up to like here. It doesn't
That
go
would have
all
been
the
like
way
a
down.
full short sleeve on me. Yeah. Cute. Love that. All right. Well, we love y'all and thanks for stopping by. And, yeah, we'd love to know what else, like, other topics you want us to talk about.
Yeah, it could be
Peace.
anything, honestly. So, bye, beautiful people.
Bye bye.